Hello yogis, welcome to Pink Lotus. We have a actual studio set here for you. So we're going to run through a little bit of a warm-up. You can do this at any time of the day that you need, and you can break it up in pieces, however that works best for you. So we'll start with some lunging namaskars. And as we have here the lovely Mr. Scott and the beautiful Miss Allison, and we have Dennis on the camera. Okay, so from here, we're going to begin. Take a big breath in, bigger breath out. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold, body to legs. Right leg, big step back, knee down, gaze up. Inhale. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Roll it back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, back knee down, gaze up. Exhale, step the feet together as you fold. Inhale, root to rise, to stand all the way up and lean back. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, reach the arms. Lean back. Exhale, fold, body to legs. Left foot back, knee down, gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Knees, chest and chin. Inhale, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Back to downward facing dog on the exhale. Left foot steps forward, knee down, gaze up. Exhale, step the feet together as you fold. Inhale, root through the feet, rise to stand, lean back. Exhale, Samasthiti. Close the eyes, relax in, let the movement take you. Reconnect back to the breath. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, back for Chaturanga, step or hop. Inhale for upward facing dog. And back for downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Oh, checking where you are on the mat. Look behind you. Look towards the feet. Measure the outside of the mat towards the outside of the feet. And same with the hands. Good. Next inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze up. Inhale, feet to fingertips. Keep inhaling as you lift the heart a little. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, root down, rise to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more, just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, body to legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the heart a little bit. Exhale for Chaturanga. Good. Notice how they bend the elbows right away. Inhale for upward facing dog. And exhale back for downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Again, checking where you are on the mat. If the hamstrings are tight, bend the knees, melting heart back towards the tops of the thighs. Good. One more big breath. Gaze forward, bending knees as you exhale. Inhale, fingertips to feet. Keep inhaling as you lift the heart. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Close the eyes, soften the breath. Prepare for Surya Namaskar B. Bringing big toes gently to touch, heels slightly apart. Find Utkatasana on the inhale. Chair pose, fierce pose. Exhale, forward fold, straighten the legs on the way down. Inhale, lift the heart a little bit. Exhale for the vinyasa, step or hop into chaturanga. Upward facing dog on the in-breath, shoulders back. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, back knee down for Virabhadrasana, Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One. On the exhale, hands float back down, back to chaturanga. Inhale for Urdhva Hasta. Nope. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. That's why we never say it. Up dog. And back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise to stand. Vira One. Exhale, back for the vinyasa. Hands reach down. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Back to downward facing, tucking the chin on the way back. Nice. 5 breaths here. Really working the front body as the back body takes the stretch. The heels never ever have to touch energetically. That's just the way they are moving. One more big full deep breath. To exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees. Inhale, fingertips towards hands. Nope, feet towards fingertips. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti, handstand. We'll do one more of those because Nicole screwed them up. Sorry, guys. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Good. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, back downward facing. Right foot steps forward, back heel down. Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One. Good. Use your breath. Exhale, forward. Keep exhaling for Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back downward dog. Left foot steps up, back heel down. Virabhadrasana A. Warrior One. Exhale, vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhale for your upward facing dog. Exhale back for downward facing dog. Breathe and hold. Eventually, downward facing dog will become a resting pose. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Possibly about 542 in, they become comfortable. Good. Next time you exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Inhale, feet to fingertips. Keep lifting the heart a little bit. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, rise up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Thank you, yogis. Beautiful job. Yay!
Hello yogis, welcome to Pink Lotus. This is the second part of our practice. We did the first practice with Surya Namaskar. So this is the second middle portion of it, featuring Scott and Allison. And so we will begin with Warrior Two. So let's take our right foot back, find your Warrior Two position, spin the heel down, left knee over the left toes, arms out parallel to the floor. Gaze out over the front arm. Warrior Two. We're gonna take a big breath in. Exhale the air out. And on your next inhale, reverse warrior. And just get that nice stretch in the side body. You can look up at the crease of the elbow of your hand, or you can look down at the floor, whatever's comfortable for you. Coming back to warrior two. Take another big breath in. Exhale, side angle pose, or modify it, forearm to thigh, or block, if you want to take a block behind the leg. Top arm reaching out over the ear, or it could be reaching straight up towards the ceiling if you'd like. Just open up the other side of the body. Keep the front knee tracking out over the middle toes. Inhaling back up to warrior two. And we'll straighten out the front knee for triangle pose. So take a breath in, and on your exhale, you want to push the left hip back, left arm forward, come down in front of your leg with the block. Like Scott has, or to the next. Opening up the side body, lifting up through the rib cage. And take a look down at your left foot, bend the knee slightly, come back up, warrior two. And we will switch it out to the other side. So turn the left foot in. Oh my, oh my. Step to the front of your mats. Yes. I see.
It didn't work.
And now we're going to take the, what leg is that? Right leg back, left leg back. Right foot forward, warrior two, and Scott's back is to us. So Scott, you have to turn around. There you go. Smile for the camera. Okay. Warrior two. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. And hold for a couple breaths, just inhaling, filling up the right side of the rib cage. Anchoring into the outside blade of your left foot. Scott is modifying it here a little bit, taking his left arm behind his back, reaching for the crease of his right hip. Coming back to warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale. Modified side angle pose, or all the way down. Block, floor, foot, forearm, thigh. Stretching it out. Breathing. Looking down at the right foot. Coming back up, warrior two. Moving into triangle pose, so straighten out the front leg. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, slowly make your way to triangle pose, reaching out, pressing the right hip back. Left arm reaches up, opening up through the side body. Breathing. And looking back down to the right foot, bend the knee slightly, come back up, warrior two. And we will step, so Scott's going to step his right foot forward, and Allison's going to step her left foot forward, coming to the front of your mat. Swoosh. Ooh. Palms come together at the heart. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Welcome to Pink Lotus. I'm Allison, and this is Scott and Dennis Ann, and they're going to do our third part of our three-part practice. So come and stand at the front of your mat and take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to plank. Make sure that your index fingers are parallel, that your back is not like a hammock back, so lift up through the kidneys. And then from here, just lower your right forearm, and then lower your left forearm. So forearm plank. And then slowly lower your hips all the way down to the mat and come into Sphinx pose. So draw your collarbones forward, gently isometrically drawing your hands back towards the back of your mat. Breathe. And then on an exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the mat, touch your forehead down. And draw your hands back behind you towards your hips with your palms facing up. And then raise just your right leg about 4 inches. And then bring your left leg up to meet it. And then inhale and raise your head, raise your shoulders, Shalabhasana, locust pose. Breathing, don't hold your breath here. And then exhale with control, lower all the way down and make a pillow with your hands underneath your head. And just rest, maybe sway your hips a little bit from side to side. If it would feel good, try bending your knees and windshield wipering your feet from side to side to release your low back. And then releasing your hands down, come back up onto your forearms into a Sphinx pose. Rotate your right palm in on a diagonal towards the center of your mat. And then reach back with your left hand, bend your left knee, and reach back with your left hand for your foot. And then turn your shoulders front towards the mat. And just draw your heel down towards the side of your hip. Breathe. Maybe if you want to experiment, you can straighten out your right arm towards the front of your mat and press into that arm and come into a little bit more of a back bend. Beautiful. So Scott is demonstrating that. It's a little deeper. And then exhale back down. Slowly release your foot. Don't let it slingshot back down. And then lower back down onto your forearms and just sway your hips a little bit from side to side. And then slowly press back up again. Come into Sphinx pose. Forearms parallel. And then angle your left arm in towards the middle of your mat. Reach back with your right arm, bend your right foot. Reach back and then turn your shoulder back towards the front of the mat. And then draw your left palm straight up towards the front of the mat to get you a little bit more mobility in your shoulders to have them both face the front of the mat. Drawing your heel down towards your hip. Keep pressing your knee down into the mat to protect it. Keep pressing down through your left foot. And then maybe Scott wants to come up onto the left forearm. It's a little bit more of a back bend there. Beautiful. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Rest for a moment on your forearms. Sway your hips a little side to side. Take a breath in. And then inhale, come back up again. No, wait, don't do that. Bend both knees. And then pressing into your palms, come up onto your forearms and reach back for your right ankle. And then reach back for your left. And we're coming into the full pose, bow pose. So as you pull on your heels, raise your chest up and then raise your knees up. Breathe. Look forward to the front of your mat. And then exhale, lower everything down. Beautiful job. And pause. And then press yourself up and back to child's pose. Take a few breaths there, just realigning your spine. And then inhale, draw yourself upright and come into a seated position with your legs straight out behind you. So Scott, you probably want to bring your legs here and Dennis up to the front of your mat, just your feet at the front of the mat. Yes, 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 yes. So coming into a bit of an inversion here. So I'm going to suggest two different inversions. One is legs up the wall, seated on a block. So you can put your, take a block, and maybe Scott, you want to demonstrate putting the block underneath your sacrum and just bringing your legs up to get your legs over your heart. Dennis, perhaps plow pose, halasana, so we can demonstrate two different poses. Beautiful. And then, if it's comfortable, shoulder stand, but don't do this pose that Dennis Ann is in if you have any neck issues, because it's very, very difficult. You have to press into your forearms to keep the pressure off your spine. And then if you want to, you can bring your legs straight up into shoulder stand. You can open one leg, split your legs apart, and just sort of have fun with it. And even though we'll be coming out of this, you're welcome to do this in your own practice and stay as long as you like. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, placing your feet flat on the floor. If you're on a block, lifting your hips, coming up off the block. And then bringing your feet flat on the earth, we'll go into a twist here. So cross your left ankle over your right knee. Inhale here, and on your exhale, let your knees go over to the left side of your mat. If this is too deep of a twist for you, you can just release your ankle from your knee and let both feet be on the floor. If your shoulders came up off the mat, you can press into your elbows, lift your shoulder blades, and move them over to the left side of your mat a little bit. And lay them back down. Keep breathing in and out. If you turn your head the way Dennis Ann's is, you're going to get more of a twist, or you can keep your head looking straight up, like Scott. And then on your inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Uncross your legs, and we'll go the other way. So right ankle over left knee. Inhale, and then on your exhale, let your knees fall over to the right side of the mat. There is another form of this twist where you let your feet go the other way. We'll just do this one this time. If you at home like the other way, go the other way. Breathe. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath. Listen to the sounds in the room. And then inhale your knees back up to center. Uncross your legs. And draw your knees up towards your chest and see if you can reach the outer blades of your feet. So rabbit pose here. So keeping your shins parallel to the earth, draw your forehead up towards your knees and pull your feet towards your head and your head towards your feet. And then keeping a hold of your feet, roll your head back down to the mat and then raise your feet up towards the ceiling for happy baby. Draw your knees down towards the side of your rib cage. And if you'd like to straighten one leg and then bend it back in and then straighten the other leg, sometimes that can feel really nice on your inner thighs. You can roll a little bit from side to side, massaging your low back. And then when you're ready, releasing your feet back down to the floor, separating your feet about mat distance, separating your arms away from your body with your palms facing up and your legs stretched straight out. So this is what you've been preparing yourself for through all these three sections, or just this section if you joined us here. Shavasana. So Shavasana is the pose of total relaxation, where you let the effects of your practice just rest in your body. So relax your face, relax your eyes. Let the weight of your body just melt into the earth like you're sitting in warm, soft sand. No more controlling the breath. You can stay here as long as you like at home. When you're finished, you'll just slowly let yourself sit upright, bending your knees first and rolling to one side. So we'll demonstrate that here. You would take as long a Shavasana as you like, but bending your knees, roll over onto your right side in a side lying child's pose, using your arm as a pillow, rolling into the comfort of your own heart and the support of the earth. Remembering that this pose is a pose of new beginnings, that you can start over really at any point in your day, maybe coming away with some new insight, some new awareness that you can take off your mat and back into the day. Using the strength of your arms, pressing yourself back up to seated position. Your legs crossed and your hands resting gently on your mat. Take a moment once you arrive there to just scan your body and see if you notice any subtle shifts, maybe in the quality of your heartbeat, relaxation in your mind. And bringing your palms together in front of your heart. Taking a moment to sense the quality of your mind. Releasing your arms out by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, pausing at the forehead for intuition, at the lips for truth, and at the heart for love. Bowing your head down towards your fingertips, taking a moment to come back to an intention that you may have set for your practice. May you each and all be happy and healthy, free from suffering, and may you live in peace, ease, and grace. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Dennis Ann and Scott.
Thank you.